What if you could control a machine with just your thoughts? No words, no hands, nothing at all. What if a robotic arm moved simply because you thought, move? This is no longer science fiction. Brain-computer interfaces, BMIs, are becoming reality. An era where thoughts directly control machines is arriving. But here's where a crucial question emerges. If our brains connect directly to machines, is our mind truly ours alone? And when technology to read thoughts advances, what will privacy even mean? Today, let's explore the present and future of brain-computer interfaces. By the time you finish this video, you'll have a new perspective on a future where the boundary between human and machine blurs. Chapter 1. When Thoughts Take Form. Let's start with the fundamentals. How does a BMI read thoughts? The brain is a vast network where an estimated 86 billion neurons communicate through electrical signals. When you think, I want to move my hand, a specific pattern of electrical signals fires in the brain region called the motor cortex. BMIs read these electrical signals. Then, they analyze those signals and infer your intention. In the motor cortex, tens of millions of neurons act collectively to create activity patterns that express the direction, speed, and force of intended hand or arm movements. But this is far more difficult than you might imagine. Non-invasive EEG, in particular, produces weak signals highly susceptible to noise. Intracortical electrodes, on the other hand, offer high precision but face challenges with invasiveness and long-term stability. Between 2012 and 2013, the BrainGate 2 collaborative research team announced groundbreaking results. A patient with complete paralysis successfully controlled a robotic arm using a BMI and brought food to their own mouth. They reclaimed the simple act of bringing food to their mouth, something that had been lost for years. Think about that for a moment. Actions we perform without thought, grasping a cup, holding a pen, are all the result of the brain's complex calculations. BMIs decode those calculations and translate them into machine instructions. This is the first step toward machines understanding human intent. Research on BMIs has progressed with multiple objectives, including clinical communication support and motor function substitution, with medical applications serving as a major driving force. But the possibilities extend far beyond the medical realm. In recent years, not just cursor control, but reconstructing text from brain activity, language BMIs, are advancing rapidly. In 2024, technology was announced that enabled an ALS patient to reconstruct speech from thought at a rate exceeding 60 words per minute using a brain implant. Looking toward future in-home communication support, not only accuracy but long-term stability, safety, and data protection have become critical evaluation criteria. But here's where the real mystery begins. If the brain can control machines, can machines send information to the brain? Let's explore that. Chapter 2. The Revolution of Input to the Brain. The evolution of BMIs isn't unidirectional. Not just signals from brain to machine, but signals from machine to brain are also becoming possible. Consider what this means. If we can send information directly to the brain, we could artificially create all senses: vision, hearing, touch. In 2023, a Swiss research team announced astonishing results. By digitally connecting brain and spinal cord, they enabled paralyzed legs to move and walk through thought alone. Through combined electrical stimulation and intensive rehabilitation, walking function improved under specific conditions. This demonstrates that by directly acting on the brain and nervous system, lost functions can be recovered. But here's where an important question arises. As a future hypothesis, the possibility of supporting memory recall or learning through neural stimulation is being discussed. What if new skills could be downloaded rather than learned? In recent years, cortical visual prosthesis research has been reported where electrical stimulation of the visual cortex enables perception of points of light, leading to recognition of simple shapes and patterns. Patients saw patterns of light. This demonstrates that sending visual information directly to the brain is possible. Sensory reconstruction through electrical stimulation has already been established medically, as with cochlear implants, and applications of stimulation to brain and nervous systems are expanding. In other words, our sensory experiences are nothing more than electrical signals in the brain. And if we can artificially create those signals, the boundary between reality and virtual becomes ambiguous. In 2024, Elon Musk's Neuralink announced its first human implantation. A rice grain-sized chip was implanted in the brain of a man with complete paralysis. He became able to play computer games with thought alone. Furthermore, in late 2024, a second participant emerged who successfully operated complex 3D design software using only thoughts. The fact that clinical trials continue while improving upon issues from the first case demonstrates that practical application of this technology isn't ending with isolated experiments, but is evolving continuously. Consider what this means. If external networks were to be integrated, cybersecurity and data management as medical devices would become core challenges. What if thoughts could be instantly shared with others? Theoretically, brain-to-brain information transmission is discussed, and there are limited experimental examples, but currently these remain low bandwidth and in research stages. We've believed that our thoughts are completely our own, but BMIs shake that assumption. If thoughts can be read, won't we lose even our last sanctuary? BMIs expand human capabilities, but at the same time, they force us to reconsider what it means to be human. So when this technology spreads through society, what will happen? Let's examine the impact this technology has on human existence from a broader perspective. Chapter 3. The Boundary of Humanity. When BMIs become widespread, how will society change? This isn't merely a technological question. It's a fundamental question. What does it mean to be human? Think about this. If BMIs could upload memories, wouldn't the meaning of death change? If parts of the brain could be replaced with machines, where does you end? In 2022, Australian researchers connected a BMI to cultured brain cells, and they made those brain cells play a simple game. The brain cells learned the game. This shows the boundary between biological and machine becoming ambiguous. If artificial brain tissue can learn and make decisions, can we call it alive? If machine parts are incorporated into a human brain, is that person a cyborg or still human? BMIs hold the potential to enhance humans. Improved memory, enhanced computational ability, instant acquisition of new languages. But is this fair? Won't a new divide emerge between those who can use BMIs and those who cannot? And the deepest question concerns free will. If the brain is connected to machines and receives external signals, are your thoughts truly yours? If someone can send signals to your brain, won't your will be manipulated? We've believed our minds are completely our own. But BMIs collapse that premise. Privacy of mind, freedom of thought, these may no longer be taken for granted. But here's where an important question emerges. Should we stop technological progress, or should we create new rules? Do BMIs liberate humanity, or do they dominate it? The answer depends on our own choices. BMIs expand human possibilities, but simultaneously, they redefine what it means to be human. How should we face this technology? Now, let's organize what we've discovered from this exploration. Chapter 4. Insights to Remember. So today, we've explored brain-computer interfaces deeply. The era when thoughts control machines has already begun, and the era when machines send information to the brain is just around the corner. This technology expands human possibilities while simultaneously questioning what it means to be human. Let's summarize the insights to remember from today's exploration. First, thoughts can be read as electrical signals. In the motor cortex, tens of millions of neurons act collectively to create activity patterns, and BMIs analyze those signals to convey your intention to machines. Patients with complete paralysis have become able to control robotic arms with thought alone and bring food to their own mouths. Moreover, in the latest research, even lost voices are being revived with remarkable speed and accuracy by reading thoughts. Second, information input to the brain becomes reality. Through electrical stimulation of the visual cortex, people have become able to recognize patterns of light. By digitally connecting brain and spinal cord, people have become able to move paralyzed legs and walk through thought alone. By sending information from machines to the brain, there's potential to artificially create sensations and even memories. Third, the boundary between human and machine blurs. If memories could be uploaded, the meaning of death changes. If parts of the brain could be replaced with machines, where does you end? BMIs shake the very definition of what it means to be human. These three insights show we stand at the entrance to a new era. A future where thought and machines merge isn't science fiction, it's becoming reality. Through today's exploration, I think, once again, technological progress cannot be stopped. But its direction is up to us. BMIs can become tools that liberate humanity or tools that dominate it. We must face this technology with wisdom. Indeed, this is a question we all must consider. Finally, I want to ask you, if your brain were connected to the internet and you could access all knowledge instantly, would you want that? And if the price were the possibility that others could read your thoughts, would you still connect? There are no right answers to these questions, but continuing to ask them moves us forward. The journey to find balance between technology and ethics has only just begun. After finishing this video, when you return to daily life, I want you to be conscious of something. When you operate your smartphone, those finger movements are born from electrical signals in your brain. If in the future machines directly read those signals, what will change and what will be lost? And do you desire that future, or do you reject it? Our thoughts may no longer be completely private. But that's precisely why considering our relationship with technology at this moment is crucial. Share your insights in the comments. Your questions become the force that moves this channel forward. I'm grateful you've stayed with me until the end of this intellectual journey today. On this channel, we continue exploring the brain and consciousness, technology and humanity, and the possibilities of the future. If you want to change how you see the world, please subscribe to the channel. Let's meet again in the next video with new questions. Your intellectual curiosity is the driving force of this exploration. Until next time.